Imagine a boardroom in a future, where Fortune 500 companies, board of directors are sitting. The quarterly earnings are out, numbers are staggering, but behind the scene, employees are burnt out. The supply chain is fraying, and the CEO is looking at a massive personal bonus. In modern business, we call this maximizing shareholder value. But 7,000 years ago, on a battlefield of Kurukshetra, Bhagwan Krishna gave this behavior a different name. He called it a sin. Today we are exploring a single explosive verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 13. It's a verse about food, about the modern leaders. It's a verse about survival. It explains why me first culture of the modern greed is a mathematical certainty for failure, and why ancient wisdom offers a superior competitive advantage. Let's look at the verse. And the quote starts: The righteous who eats the remnant of the sacrifice are freed from all sins. But those unholy ones who cook food only for their own sake, they verily eat sin. To modern ears, eating sin sounds like religious metaphor, but let's translate this into a language of leadership. In Gita, food represents the fruit of your labor, the revenue, the profit, the resources. Sacrifice, basically yajna, represents the act of giving back to the system that allowed you to succeed. Bhagwan Krishna is telling us that there are two types of leaders. The pious leader, they treat profit as resource to be shared. They eat the remnants, meaning they satisfy their needs only after the ecosystem, which in this case stands for employees, customers, and the community, has been nourished. Now, next is wicked leader. They cook only for themselves. They view the company as a machine designed solely to feed their ego and bank account. The Gita isn't just making a moral point, it's making a functional point. Why does greed fail? Look at the corporate landscape for last 20 years. Enron, Lehman Brothers, 2008 crash. These weren't just bad luck. They were the result of leaders eating only for themselves. When a CEO prioritizes personal enjoyment, which is bonus and short-term stock bumps, etc., over long-term stability, what happens? Trust erodes. Talent leaves. Innovation dies. People stop taking risks for a leader who won't back them. The sin accumulates. In business terms, sin is a technical and cultural debt. It's the hidden cost of cutting corners that eventually brings the whole tower down. Modern greed is a burn and turn strategy. Ancient wisdom, however, is the regeneration strategy. So, what does it look like to offer to God in 2026? In business, your God is the purpose of your organization. It is the value you provide to humanity. When a CEO offers food first, they are practicing stewardship. They pay fair wages before taking massive dividend. They invest in sustainable R&D before buying back stocks. They prioritize the health of the community because they know a sick community cannot buy their products. This isn't charity, it's a strategic replenishment. By eating the remnants, taking their share only after the system is healthy, the leader ensures that the system will continue to produce food for decades, not just for next fiscal quarter. Think of two companies. Company A cuts quality, lays off 10% of its staff to meet a quarterly target so that the CEO can hit a investment goal. They are cooking for themselves. They are eating the seeds, which are for themselves. Company B sees a downturn but chooses to reduce executive pay to keep the team intact and maintain product integrity. They are offering their sacrifice. So, which company has a loyalty of its customers? Which company survives the next recession? Ancient wisdom says company B isn't just a nicer one, it's a stronger one as well. It is freed from sense of resentment, turnover, and the brand decay. So as we close, I want you to look at your own plate. As a leader, as a manager, or as an entrepreneur, are you cooking only for yourself, or are you mindful of the sacrifice that allowed that food to reach your table? Gita's lesson in chapter 3, verse 13 is a call to move from consumption to contribution. Success is not measured by how much you take from the table, but by how long the table stays full because of your leadership. Don't just eat, nourish the system that feeds you, and that is a secret to legacy that outlasts any balance sheets. So friends, what do you think about this? Do let me know in the comments below. Do subscribe our channel, like the video, and I will catch you again in the next one.